Unafilaje vile imagine hapa mbali tumekaa a time like this tomorrow it's now 9:14 p.m.
Yeah.
Right around your set time for tomorrow.
Oh yo. Wow. Like honestly thinking about because I think ndio tutakuwa tunamalizia the sets actually. Na saizi ndio mambo itakuwa imechemka tu ile proper and with what we have for the show. Oh my god. Like oh my god. That's just how I can explain it, man.
I'm so excited.
I am. It's just so crazy to think about because everything that we've worked towards is finally happening and it's just super surreal to see it actually. Yani hizi vitu zote tu zikimove around niko tu like feeling like a little kid just nangojea kufunga shule.
No, actually tu show inaanza when?
Who me? Mimi siko napenda shule hivyo. Siko napenda masomo.
But you just graduated from...
Yeah, I graduated from UN. I did law. And ilikuwa ni kuisukuma mpaka ingie. Yeah, it's imekuwa quite the process, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
in what way? How did you end up here and not like not at, what do you call it? LSK?
KSL. I'm actually joining next year though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm joining KSL next year in Feb. I want to fuse the music and you know.
I was about to ask that because niruki entertainment law tu na ubaya nifurahie. Yeah, it feels like it's something. At around second year I was looking for something to just like fuse the two with because law ilikuwa inanituambia and I wanted to drop out honestly. But my parents wakanikalia ngumu. They were like, you have to do this thing. So it got to a point I was just like, I have to figure out a way that the two will merge and I end up doing both together. And I found out about entertainment law and I was like, you know what, this is something interesting for me.
Hakuna msee atakusaidia ukijisaidia atakukazia isi mshuto mimi nasafisha hewa.
In your career so far, do you feel like you've experienced something that has, you know, you've put to practice in as much as uja ingia KSL? Hatutataja majina but tunajua wase wenye wameshinda ma court case bila No, but like in truth actually mimi niko inspired na hiyo journey but stuck or controversial but in truth like as in it's actually hajaji limit. So for you unafeel kuna anything that you've experienced in your journey that you've had to apply or you've had to like put on that hat?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when it comes to contracts and just like taking my music as a business. The legal side has just like aligned me to seeing this as like many open the options of what music can be and just like seeing how wide the scope of doing this music can be and just like I don't know, here making me realize how deficient we are as far as an industry is concerned in some two specific ways. So just trying to see how in future I can try to kufunika tu hizo mashimo tuone ni aje tunaweza jenga industry from the legal side.
Ni mashimo gani umeona at least around like that tunaweza kutuchanua nayo?
Honestly tuseme tu maneno ya what do you call these things? Royalties, man. Tumeumanje. Hakuna venye unapea msee 2,000 mwisho wa mwaka. Shame. I'd say pia just publishing pia kuna venye but like we've just started venturing into a space where people are actually seeing this thing seriously, you know. Like pia to seeing that you can make money out of your art in a kanga unrealistic. But just with all of these laws in place because ziko ni venye hazikui actualized wase wafuatili and people don't know about it. So just the fact that wase wameanzia kuwa open to the idea that art ni business, art ni kitu inaweza make dough is super inspiring. Ni kitu dope sana kuona.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree as well. Like hata mimi nimekuwa na hiyo kitu nimefeel for a lot of people they're not really doing what they want to do just because they're afraid that art won't make money. And it's the same thing like our parents as well, they've carried on that fear pia wako like yes, I know you want to be a musician, I know you want to be a painter, I know you want to be this, but I don't think it's actually going to give you that financial security that you need in your life. So like you have to do these other things, you know. But in reality, like almost every artist, almost every creative wants to grab what they're good at and run with it. You know?
Very true.
I have a question. Najua, you've mentioned royalties and publishing, you know, manisha synchronization and all those things. Outside that, how or what other like alternative revenue generators have you been able to sort of like finesse or come up with or actualize in your journey so far as an artist?
One, playing shows, honestly. Playing shows is a big part of making the money. And for me, honestly, playing shows is my favorite part of it. Not even because just the experience in itself is heavenly. So playing shows, one, merchandise, two, what else? Streams, of course. Generally, kuangalia tu, try kuangalia what other scopes can make sense. Because pia
no limits.
Yeah, kuangalia tu how crazy can we get? How
can I give you a crazy idea? And I was thinking about this when you were driving here. I'm like, I'll be honest, you and Ethan are doing things at a stage in your career that has taken artists before your generation, and that's actually how it's meant to be. The next generation is always meant to be better, but it's taken you, it'll seem to others, a shorter time to be able to even play at such a venue. Just facts, right? A revenue stream idea that maybe think about. What if we wrote a book around this?
That would be crazy. Honestly, that would be crazy. Because this process imekuwa. I think I was even telling you about it just like a few minutes back. This for me has been one of the biggest learning curves in my life. Because I've been tried, tested, and approved. As of tomorrow. Imekuwa too one long process, and I think people would really enjoy just seeing what this would be. So a book would be dope. Yeah. Plus I've always looked to like write something in the future. So definitely.
I'm a little curious. I wanted to go deeper into, like the money-making avenues you've mentioned. You are like doing the live shows and I forget what else you had mentioned. But I'm just imagining like if I'm a 12-year-old and I want to be a musician and then I just bump into this video, I'd like to know how this space actually happens. How do you even, like from beginning ulingiaje into now actually having shows and then how does that show process go,
So I played a lot of free shows at the beginning of my career. Like even before I released my music, I was still playing shows.
I see.
And just like friends would call me up, and I was just like that guy who was like, kama kuna platform, missy mind. Wacha ni come through, or even seeing competitions online, or just like posting on my Insta. Just even before the songs I released on my first project were all on Instagram and YouTube, even before like I recorded them or something. So like just putting myself out there, it didn't matter in what capacity, as long as I did, so that like in some spaces people would just see and be like, you know what, I think you're good for a kind of crowd that I might have. So why don't you come through nikupe like 5Gs? And hearing 5Gs is crazy to me at that time. I'm like, yo, you're gonna pay me 5K to play like 2 hours? That's amazing. So just starting out that way, because I never knew who was watching, and that was a big part of it. Just like playing until someone would be like, you know what, this is something you should pursue. The validation really pushed so much, such that it got to a point where I was like, you know what, this is something I genuinely want to do. And people around were very helpful in the process. They were like, you know what, I have a spot you can play like regularly, maybe like every Tuesday or Thursday or something. So ilienda tu ikigrow such that now I grew the performance side of me. And then by the time I even realized it, I was like somewhere better than I thought I was.
It kind of just happened naturally.
Yeah.
And so now this whole live show, like, give us an idea. How do you even begin to make one happen? Like, what does it take for you to finally stand on this stage and make the crowd this magnitude.
Aye. It's a lot of sleepless nights, not gonna lie. Like the first 2 weeks of planning this show, Ethan and I got home maybe like 2 a.m. on a daily with 7 a.m. practices in the morning, 5 days a week. Then now on the weekends, I don't know, it's constant promo, content creation, just being in people's faces as much as we could, just letting the people understand that we're trying something different and we want them to be part of it. Because the whole idea of this is building a community, making people understand that the way forward is engaging our communities and making them believe that we can do it. So once we have the communities with us, just like moving forward, they get to understand what exactly the vision is, selling them the vision and them seeing actually what we want to do in the future. So it's putting ourselves out there in every way we could. Just doing activations in different places. We went to Wine Tales, in a Klabu and whatnot, just playing for people.
Whoa, even Klabu.
Yeah, bro, like we did a lot. And even as far as rehearsals are concerned, man, we have been doing the most for the past like month and a half. Just waking up at crazy hours. Overnight, like maybe, we've done like overnight rehearsals like 4 times. And like 2 of them were back to back. I remember there's a day we had a meeting and we were zombies. we had an overnight session before, and the following day bado tulikuwa tu hapo. So it's a lot of constant work and just trying to see how much of a difference we can make from what people expect. You know, there's something that people are expecting tomorrow, but we're trying to just like elevate that. They will come here and be like, oh my God, I never expected to see something like this. And that's exactly what we're going for, the wow factor.
The wow factor.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I'm curious to hear you share with other creatives is, of course, what you and Ethan are doing is amazing in terms of showing what collaboration can do.
Yeah.
But then another thing that you guys are doing is leveraging how to build partnerships.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, it costs a couple of millions to be able to have this setup, right? And you've basically leveraged partnerships.
Yeah.
What, from your experience, and I guess these are things that are going to be in the book, but from from your experience, like as in, what are the things that you feel you can be able to share with artists who probably are struggling with forming partnerships, or artists who probably have no clue that that's a tangent that you can be able to take?
I'd say one, there's so many people around you that you may not view them as partners, but you really don't have an idea how invested these people are in what you're doing. And as I said before, you really never know who's watching, you know. Like you putting yourself out there means there's somebody somewhere looking at you and being like, you know what, that kid is gonna be great, you know. So what we did was just like, first of all, we put ourselves out there. We really did a lot of that, which now put us at a position where people who are looking were like, you know what, I really want to see how I can help them establish all of this now. And then now, even aside from that, just people within our teams, people within my team, especially friends of mine, like the things they did in school now apply here, because now like Chalo, the way you're working with him, he did architecture and he came behind the scenes and he was like, you know what, let's design this entire set, let's see how this will work. So just leveraging whatever you have around you. It might not seem sensible to the creative space, but definitely there's a way in which this space that you're in, the people, whatever they've done in school or whatever they're interested in, it will definitely have a space within what you're doing right now. So it might not be even just like, I don't know, it might not be seeking like corporates, but there's partnerships you can build even within the your community circuit. You have, which now will lead to way bigger things.
Man, and I'll be honest, actually, because I've had to work with Chalo for this project as well, and up until a few moments ago, because you know when we met first, you know, we were like, okay, cool. We did like the most basic 2D stuff to map out what we think this stage should look like, and then today, when you were like, okay, cool, actually, this is what we need for the screens. We're just reminding the techies, this is what we need for the screens. Then I saw a page. I'm like, I just looked at him and like, bro, I've been looking for you. Legit. I was like, yeah, I've been looking for you. Like, I was like, okay, go watch. Like, immediately, I was like, go watch S. Devlin, go watch Abstract, then let's talk. You know, because there's something that you said fascinating, and I feel like we actually talked about it on one of our videos in terms of like building teams. You don't have to actually think, oh, I don't have that big budget to pay that A-list PR person or that A-list, but you have that friend of yours that you're eating with at Klabu or any other place who's from a different school in the same university, but actually they're literally studying to practice that skill. And you can't tie at the creative industry doesn't need all these other facets, you know? So it's really inspiring to see that you're actually putting that to practice. And you know,
it's super lovely to see, Pia, just like from my end, that it makes it more interesting because I get to work with my friends, you know. Like you win with the team around you, because the team I have right now is just like my homies. It's my homies who are doing different things. There's Wangeshi who does PR, it's what she's learning in school. There's Lynn who does finance, which is what she graduated with doing in school. Chalo is doing architecture, which now Pia applies on this end. I did law. So we, as a team, we're just like so sufficient in working with what we did in school and trying to find ways to apply it in the creative industry and just like make it work for us. Yeah.
Love it.
Yo, okay, so there's a lot. I feel like I feel like for me as well, like I feel like, and I guess this is even just one of those light bulb moments, because like it's literally, I know you watch our videos, right? Like it's literally all we talk about. Like it's find people who you vibe with, build your tribe, and dream, and just be exceptional at what you do in whatever capacity, whatever role. Give 110%, and just seeing you put that to practice. It all makes sense. Like even the couples you were talking about, now it's starting to. Now I'm like, okay, cool.
Let's
definitely,
do it.
We're doing it. You know,
definitely.
And, wow, like. I don't know if you have any other questions.
I'm actually curious about the beginning of your journey into music. How did you find out that you love music? Like when was that moment, if you can remember, that is?
This was around in class 3, and it's very funny. So my mom used to train the choir and just like choral pieces and whatnot for music festivals. And I was just this annoying kid who used to go around and play with people and then napotea. And then she got to a point she was just like, from today you're coming with me. So I joined her, and I just like used to sit there and just like watch people like train, and I'm like, okay, this kind of seems fun. And then like on the second, third day, I was just like, okay, let me try it out. So I joined the choir at around class 3-ish, where now I did a little bit of that. Then after that, like did some solo pieces. Then they were like, okay, this kid is kind of good. This kid is doing it.
Yeah.
So I transferred the school though. And when I got to around class 5-ish there, I went to a school in Meru where studies was studies.
Everything.
So I couldn't do that. But it got to high school and I was like, yeah, definitely doing this. Whatever I missed out from class 5 to class 8, I'm picking it up now.
Yeah, you're making up for it basically.
Yeah.
So high school, what did you do?
I picked music as a subject. Sorry. Picked music as a subject.
Stage is coming down, guys.
The show is gonna be brought down tomorrow as well, or today, or was brought down yesterday, depending on when you watch it, or 5 years ago.
So you were telling me.
Yeah, so
in high school.
I picked up music as a subject in Form 1, then just joined the choir, obviously, then aligned myself to people who I thought, even there were people who are way ahead of me, you know, people who would play keys for days, people who like did it since like, I don't know, they were like 2 or something. Yeah. So aligned myself to such people because there's some skills I wanted to learn from them. And then just decided that I wanted to be a cover artist, honestly, at like Form 3, because that was what was popping on YouTube and
of course,
everything.
Everyone was doing covers, and we were all so emotional. And stuff,
it was so lovely to see. So I decided I wanted to be a cover artist by like Form 3, and that's what I tried to push. Yeah.
How did that go, being a cover artist?
it worked dope up until I got heartbroken and decided to write my own songs.
You have to tell me about that. What broke your heart?
Nairobi. Hey, Nairobi. I got character developed properly. And I just decided to let my emotions out. I felt bad after a relationship I had just ended. I got ghosted. Yeah.
Damn.
Has that person ever come back now?
Well, we've talked in the past. Like, yeah, we're right.
But bygones are bygones.
Yeah.
That person actually played a very crucial role
in my career. Yeah,
getting you to
honestly, that's why I even just like say the story, because honestly, if that didn't happen, I probably would still be a cover artist. I don't know. I wouldn't even realize maybe I can write the way I do.
Do you know that I video edit because of a heartbreak as well?
You're
like
kidding.
I'm a video editor. And so what had happened was that I had this boyfriend and then he cheated on me actually.
Ew.
So heartbreaking. Like I saw him from a distance holding.
But I thank him.
Because now I'm with you. But like, he broke my heart.
Yeah.
And I had these videos and photos that my best friend had taken of us like all being together. So I decided, you know what, let me just edit it. It was kind of like my way of dealing with the fact that I was heartbroken. And then it just ended up being like the coolest thing I could do. And I edit now up to date. So thank you.
Honestly, copy paste.
Now I have a question for both of you. And it's basically, from what you guys have just said, I feel like originality or being authentic to yourself goes a long way in determining your success story. Is that something that maybe you can attest to? Or is it something that, at some point you start, of course, at some point you can creative write based on not your life experience, but is it something that you feel has played a huge role in who you are now as an artist, and just being authentic to your art or being authentic to your journey?
I'd say definitely, because to begin with, it's what got me in this space. Yeah, it's what made me, like, I realized I could write because I was writing as a way of just like letting my emotions out. Just like finding a leeway to heal. Basically, that was it for me. And then even trying it again, it got to a point I was like, I don't think I could write. It's not in me. This was a fluke. That's what I thought to begin with. And then when I sat down with my emotions again, and I was just like, just try to feel what you felt the first time. And it's like a fountain at the back of my mind where I just try to tap into. And I'm like, you know what? Always try to remember what got you into this space in the first place. Just try and get yourself to that point where you can source that purity, you can source that pain or happiness or joy or sorrow, dependent on what I'm trying to achieve, and just run with it. Yeah.
How about you?
I mean, for me, I feel like if you create from a place of authenticity or like based on what you're really feeling or experiencing, it comes out just beautifully, I guess, because only you can feel it to the extent that you're feeling it. Nobody else can feel it that way, So for me, like, that's why I think it's so important for creatives to create without consequence, to allow yourself a space where you just create for the sake of creation, not so that people can buy it, not so that you can make money, but you just need that, even if it's an hour a day or an hour a week, depending on your your schedule. You have that time to just create. It feels so good. Like every time I make a reel just based on my life and upload onto Instagram, like that one, I'm just like, oh, yes. It feels so beautiful. But it might not be what everybody wants to know about, you know? Yeah. But yes.
Yeah, I think for me, mine is actually out of fear or overcoming fear. So mine was, we got a son, and then it sort of like heightened my relationship with my dad. So there's this one time I remember sitting with my dad and asking him if there's anything he had ever wanted to do, what was that thing? And coincidentally, he actually wanted to be a lawyer. And in truth, he's very good at just settling disputes. Hands down, And the thing that did for me was it made me realize one day my son will ask me the same. And I've always wanted to actually like put out my own art, but I never found the right time, the right form, or even the courage to do it. I had been it got different. No, but like facts, like because I'd been in the industry for maybe 10 years before I started putting out my own music. So I've learned a lot and all of that, but like it's just that moment of damn, my son could actually ask me this one day. I might as well just do it for the sake of when he asks me, I'll be like, yo, baby,
at least
I did it. I did it, you know. So hey, man, I felt it. I felt
Whoa.
I relate as well because I'm a behind the scenes content creator or have been in the past, like a lot. I just create content for people, edit for people, etc for clients, etc. And I had let myself like just, be in the back burner for a while, despite the fact that I really wanted to be in front of the camera and talk and like create my own content. So it's almost like, I don't know, like we're vibrating on the same level because I'm also like putting myself out there, like even just being here, I would have just been behind the camera, just like, guys, do this, do that. But now I'm like, you know what? You have to be in front of the camera and say what you have to say. It's my self-expression as well, and I love to talk.
Yo, and you're writing music for us, for lovers like us. Literally, like. I was about to unafilaje uko katikati ya two people just saying we're on the same frequency, but it's like we forgot it is here, like damn it, I feel it.
No, but what, but super lovely to see. That's why I told you, like it's so watching your videos. It's so like you guys are so you know what, on the same frequency. That's exactly it. You guys are so together in how you speak. It's so beautiful.
You know how we met? We met, so the first time I met
something like this.
Actually, unfortunately, yes. And when we met, we felt like we knew each other. So we kind of feel like it was destined, like we just knew. I felt like I knew him. I'm like, but I don't remember actually ever meeting him, but I knew him. So somehow spirit.
Mine is even crazier because they were at a production camp, similar to this. The only thing was like it was actually a camp. They were sleeping and all of that. This is for Midnight Train. Launch. So what happened was, of course, now me I'm feeling FOMO. Me I'm in Nairobi. I'm taking care of my brother's wife who's pregnant. And my brother's not there, so I'm just doing the most. Like just scrolling through pictures. Like you guys didn't even pick me. Then I'm like, who are these people who are there that I'm not there? So I stumbled. Okay, photo credits. Oh, she took a picture of. Okay.
Let me check.
Then immediately, like, I saw her page and there was just like a rush. I don't know how to explain. I kind of understand. So then a few days later, now the guys were now ready for, okay, come. We're ready for you. You've done the music. Come do your thing. So I got there. And of course, she was shooting content. So like I walk in, then I see her, then the same, like it's like I've seen her.
At the same time, I'm seeing it, I'm like, who is this guy?
This looks like a love movie.
Just like in the movies, a Kinoti. I didn't even.
So outside the books, you're doing a movie as well.
Yeah.
I love this. I love where this is going.
So then what happened was now. Okay, I wasn't doing this. I wasn't shooting. I was basically geeking. Like you saw the other day. Like I just come and assess and like, okay, we need to have this here. And then she comes and sits next to me with a plate of fries. Doesn't talk, doesn't do anything, just puts the plates there.
New ways of kukatia.
With the lips.
Staying mysterious.
And not too much hassle.
Just like fry.
Just welcoming you to the space.
And that's
we are out of the camera is out of.
It's out of space. But that's a song we're gonna do together, Kim. We're gonna write.
Let's.
I feel like honestly, like I'll be honest, like because we've known tunajuana but hatujuani, and from this conversation, like we may feel ni kama ume create such an safe space for me to be authentically me. So
man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And I just love how you guys are allowing yourself to just really think dream big and thinking as wide as possible, as opposed to kujipatia limits. It's so refreshing to see. Like, I wish to see that with all creatives. Like, just imagine really big. Like, you also tell me, imagine big, think big. How big can it get? You know, it's so nice. Like, so refreshing.
And thank you so much, you guys, for even just like being part of this and just like even shooting this video for me is so refreshing, man. Like, it's just like I don't have to think about much, you know. I'm just having a conversation about like life,
what you love, and life.
It's so beautiful, and thank you.
Thank you, man. So this has been Long Play Podcast.
Yes, with Kinoti. It's been great.
It's been lovely.
So bye, guys.